Hey, how's it going today? It's Frankie here, and I'm here with TV Show Thursdays. And this show is called Atypical, and it's about this autistic boy that navigates through school and trying to find a girlfriend and, well, girls in general. And he struggles, right? And let me tell you, when this is meant to be a comedy, but it felt more like a drama to me. That's the disappointing part. And the start of it, I was just like, you know what? The character is perfect. It seems like a funny autistic character person here, and I kind of like it. You know, there's some moments I thought they tried to make a comedic where he's talking about penguins and he sort of laughs at something in his head, because sometimes you can hear his inner thoughts, and he talks about his inner thoughts, that not talks about it, but you can, it's, you know what I mean anyway, when when he's talking about his thoughts basically. And what he said, what he thinks in his mind, he talks about it. If I'm trying to, if that makes any sort of sense. So yeah, and he sort of laughs on the bus a little bit, chuckles, and then you see him at the tech shop, or the tech store they want to call it, and this guy called Zahid, who I think is possibly the closest to being funny in this show. You know, just the way he talks and the emotions he does, his character's persona. I think it's probably the best character in that show in terms of humour-wise. He was close to it, but not enough. And let me tell you one thing, I connected with this show already. Being a mildly autistic guy myself, I know how it feels. I know the feeling of having to talk to women sometimes. I mean, I used to have that problem back in high school. I used to struggle talking to girls like that, you know. It's always felt like a challenge for me. But obviously as you get older, you start to realise, yeah, you got to step out of it, because as you get older, you got to really knock it down. But I'm an adult, so as soon as I became older, I was like, I got to be more mature. Obviously, there's going to be some bits where you're going to be immature, but it's normal. But when you're young like that, it's tough. And the emotions I was feeling, I understand it. I know he's probably not autistic in real life, or acted, but it's a perfect example of autistic people are, and thank God I'm mild. But if I was more severe, like I said, I think I mentioned in another video, it'll be more difficult for me to even talking on camera. But I must say, he actually spoke pretty well. The guy's name is Sam, by the way. should have mentioned his name at the start. But he actually socializes pretty well, which I'm quite surprised about. He has a therapist he talks to, and yeah, he has a crush on her, but he knows he shouldn't be with her, but his mind doesn't quite understand. I know the feeling. But my mind doesn't quite understand things, and I used to say things that I thought that sounds a bit jokey, but isn't. I don't know why the person didn't laugh. I know the feeling, I get it. And since it's TV, they are going to mention things that are a bit false. Like, there was a word called twat, which I don't know what that means. Is it like twat? Is that what it means? But it's an American version. It appears in the scene where a woman, a girl was like, worked on somebody's locker, whoever it was, right? And Sam's sister Casey sort of punches the girl in the face because she was laughing. And yeah, so she actually that girl was actually bullying, like, I think Beth. I think that's her name. Yeah, Beth, something like that. And yeah, punches her, and Sam sort of has the phase in his mind now, because he sort of repeats phases. But it's not an autistic thing. We all learn phases, right? I wouldn't say all, but a lot of us do repeat phases from our favourite shows. Such as, like, you know, or even like movies, like, so it's not necessarily an autistic thing. It's quite common with a lot of people. But the way Sam speaks is, I know autism is highly intelligent, but he's more intelligent than I am. I don't even know some of the stuff he was talking about. Talking about penguins are not just like humans; they're better because they're made up for life. When they overpopulate, they stay for life for the family. I was just like, damn, that's deep. That is deep. And especially when you try to make conversation with, like, his dad or his mum, he sort of just gets a bit like not bothered talking to me. He's like, okay, bye, see ya. And I understand that too. I've been there. It's this show nearly actually got me emotional, because I understand where he's coming from and I connected to it. You know, it's nice to see something refreshing. I connected with shows before, not on this level. This hits home in the heart right here. This hits right here because I know how it feels. I think if I wasn't autistic, would I connect with this show? It would still be emotional, but different kind, I guess. And other aspects he tries to do research and he like brings up statistics. I don't mind statistics, right? I don't mind that. It's good to look at a lot of numbers that happen, especially if it's numbers that relate to my favourite things, I guess. That's what I like to be honest with you. But I think he's on like the severe spectrum because he doesn't like too much noise. He can't stand like the noise, he can't stand like the lighting and all that sort of stuff. But in scenes in this sort of movie, he goes to a school where I'm surprised his parents put him in. The school has strong lighting. That didn't affect him in any scene of any episode. I've only seen 3 episodes of this. There's nothing like that distracts him. The crowd full of people, he's been in the classroom. He doesn't get awkward and nervous. I mean, he's awkward, but he doesn't get uncomfortable. He's, his mom, he wants to go to the mall with his mum, even though he hates the mall because there's loads of people, it's crowded and all that type of stuff, and the smell as well. He only wants to go because his therapist, who he supposedly has a crush on, which he shouldn't, recommends him to go. And I don't know why his mum got angry at that, to be honest. His mum should be thankful that his therapist actually trying to help him and motivate him. Probably not, obviously not forcing him. Like, don't pressure a kid with a disability to do anything, or any age really that have a disability. Don't pressure them into anything, because it could cause them to feel a bit uncomfortable and a bit awkward and over the top. But even when he was talking, when he was talking his thoughts basically, and he was talking about what he thinks and what he's it felt quite deep, and he's like, I wish I was normal. I don't know why people look at me like this. I couldn't take jokes or sarcasm, I can't tell. And this guy's seriously similar to me, and people actually compare me to Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Oh dear. People are entitled to compare me to whoever, right? I'm nothing like him. I know that for a fact. I'm more like this dude and Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond, right? I'm exactly like similar to those two. So that, I mean, if I compare myself to somebody, I must be on the right track, right? Because I wouldn't be doing that otherwise if I didn't think that they were similar to me. And yeah, and even when he was like, he went to the mall, instantly the scene just cuts to him in the mall, into like the clothes store. That he did well to get there, didn't he? I mean, for someone that is uncomfortable by everything an autistic person is, he actually improved massively. This feels like it's like the last season or something, because this is early on in season 1, and I've already gotten, like how I can already see how confident he is. This dude's like improving more quickly than I did. It says he's 18 in the show, but I don't know if he's actually. It says he's 18 under the site, but then on the show, it feels like he's younger. That would make sense if he is, though. I mean, but then again, they say school, but they have a different type of school. It's kind of like college or whatever it is. It's hard to explain it in American terms because I'm not American. But no, it's inspirational, and it's not just him that's awkward. This is what sitcoms do. The characters have to be similar. Even like his parents are awkward, and the mom doesn't feel like she belongs. I'm just thinking, you think you're not needed, but that's how your family is. It's not just all about you, it's a family thing. And she's having an affair, and then you also find out that the dad left like when Casey and Sam were kids, and he left for 8 months because he couldn't deal with that. I think it's to do with like Sam being autistic, so he couldn't handle that. I think as a parent, you got to suck up whatever happens. I mean, you got to knock her down instantly. You can't just be running away from something just because one of your kids has a disability or there's something wrong. You can't just run away from that. You got to deal with it. I mean, he's living with them now, so that's something. He's making up for it. But it's weird that Sam knew that, but Sam, it's like he ignores that and he just forgives it. But Casey's more upset. But I think the reason was more to do with Sam. That's why the dad left. So Casey got upset by her, but I can see why she's angry, because she didn't know. Her dad said the dad said she had a work thing then. So that's mad right there why he would lie about something like that. But yeah, she's also awkward too with because she's with Beth's brother, I think Evan, and they're pretty awkward as a couple too. Especially her friends were making some over the top stories about him. I mean, I'm also impressed by one of Sam's dates. I mean, one of the date. I mean, there was a date where he had headphones in, and he just started saying some outrageous things. You'll know when you watch it. To this girl, and she just run off, and he doesn't know what he's done because in his mind he thinks that he's actually being friendly. Even the stuff he says, like, is a bit over the top. He doesn't know. He doesn't seem to understand that, and he doesn't. And people don't know. You've had scenes where he's on a date with this woman with this girl that he sees like in the store, the tech store that he works at, and so he just recommends him to go on a date with her, and they'd have a date outside the store, and she lacks a sense of humor. But I'm like, she's perfect for this dude. It's the woman with glasses, by the way, I'm referring to. Forgotten her name. Should really keep note of these names, but there's a lot of people acting in this, right? The movie I've seen yesterday had 99 plus people as cast. This is the same, so this is why I'm just briefing at the moment. There's gonna be more characters I think coming in. There's more episodes I watch, but yeah, I'm just going to give up a rough estimation of what I think anyway. I'm just summarising it, it's what I think so far. But yeah, and when he tries to sleep with this girl, he sort of doesn't like the touch and he gets uncomfortable. He says he doesn't prefer the slow touching, he prefers the quick under pressure, which is a bit weird. I think that's what he said, unless I misunderstood what he said. Or what he meant by that. And he just sort of pushed over and she was like, are you that R word, I don't know if I can mention on YouTube. He looked in the eye, but he just said something like, yes or something, I am. I mean, I know it's hard for him to say it, but I think once people start finding out or knowing that he is got a disability, they might let him off somehow. I don't think he lacks a pity though, to be fair, but he understands a little bit what people say. He has to get his advice from his dad more because he thinks his dad will understand, which he's giving good advice, as a dad should do. You should always give your kids good advice. Yeah, I'm so tiny bit sick, but coffee feels like it's died down. Yeah, and his dad was also talking about how he still like his wife from like another dude before they married, and Sam thought that was a good way for him to steal. So basically he wanted a therapist, which is like in her 20s, and he's like 18 or whatever. And yeah, that's what I was just talking about earlier, where he was trying to figure out a way to try and get Julia, or Julia basically. And she didn't quite realise that, understand it. She just thought he was just being nice. He was asking about her interests and stuff like that, which is good. He says he struggles talking to women, but his woman's a therapist. No, but his therapist... Sorry about that. But his therapist is a woman. So I've got those words the way around there. So he shouldn't really struggle talking to women in general if his therapist is a woman. And he also did something crazy where he tried to steal a woman from like a dude at like school, and he sort of knows what he was saying. He was asking these questions, doing research, and I think her name's Bailey or whatever it is, or what's her name, Bailey, I think. And so they'll relax. He's not all with it in the head, and that's probably when they went a bit silent. So that someone's stuck in my throat too. That's what makes it annoying when they're coughing. That's what I'm trying to come out. So yeah, then he starts walking away, he starts getting upset. I get it though. I understand what he's trying to do, but I don't think I would walk away. I wouldn't run off like that. But it would be a lot, because it is quite humiliating and embarrassing. It is. You would obviously feel like crying in that moment. Sorry about that. But again, I mean, 1 second. Oh man, I had a bad case of cough. I shouldn't have made this video. Same me yesterday. But where was I? Yeah, I mean, again, with this type of show though, it's very misleading because it's about an autistic boy, but he's in a school which is going to be crowded. He has a therapist as a woman. It doesn't all make any sense, and he works. I mean, to be honest, jobs should be hard for autistic people anyway like that. I mean, especially for me, it's difficult. But again, it makes no sense, this part of the show where, especially with it's like, oh, this happened, and surely, I don't know how to describe it. Like, everything he hates is everything he's doing anyway, regardless. Everything he's overwhelmed by, he does it anyway. So it makes no sense. I don't know what his parents are excuse me. I don't know what his parents are thinking about putting him in a show, but putting him in a school like that. I don't know what his parents are thinking. I really don't know. I mean, they could have just put him like a disability school. I mean, if he is not severe but he's moderate, still, I mean, he has struggles in general. But again, this show is also being, I know it's a TV show, so they have to be a bit wrong on a certain level right here. But if he actually does quite well with socializing, so once he does get the hang of it, he'll be good at it. That's the thing. Well, once you start socializing a bit better, you're going to start improving and talking to people a bit more confidently. But the fact that he's overwhelmed by a lot of people, but he's in a school and talking to like a therapist as a woman, it's sort of a bit misleading to the character. So I thought like that's one thing they made a mistake on. And also, I kind of like the scene where he puts on the top, because Julia says, "Oh, you got to wear what you think is best for you and what's right for you." And obviously his mum didn't agree with it, so he didn't agree to the top he was wearing. The leather jacket wasn't too bad though, to be honest. I mean, there's a scene where he was a bit uncomfortable, he had to chuck it in the bin, and this was a motorbike, I didn't know if that picked it up. But yeah, the scene when he was in the classroom and the jacket made him uncomfortable. Like a good jacket to me. Would have probably worn it, not found the leather tap stuff that much, but he did throw it in the bin. Everybody was looking at him, so that's when he laughed. And the teacher said, "You alright?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm alright." And you, miss? Confidently talking again. He wasn't overwhelmed. So again, it would have been nice if they make it a bit more sense in what's going on. In some of the dialogue and scenes in general. I mean, I was a bit surprised by that. It's almost like he's improved too quickly for some reason. Yeah, so, but yeah, people are saying, oh, my friend just calling me there. But yeah, and the fact that, the fact that somebody complimented him on his shirt. I like the shirt, nothing wrong with it. It's a bit, I might just wear it for a laugh actually. Yeah, probably not the best to wear, but if it suits him. He talks about Antarctica and penguins and, other animals in general. But like, what's wrong with that? Like, that suits him. So, you know what? Good on him. When somebody complimented him on his shirt, a girl did, but I'm quite surprised he didn't ask her out. He just said thank you and walked off. That's the thing though. I would say thank you, to be fair, and not say much else after that. So I know how he feels. And I think what I've noticed, this is the thing with us autistic, we choose to talk to people who we are comfortable with and who's on our level. And we also talk, a lot when we feel like it. It's sort of common knowledge, basically. I don't think I've ever had any temper flare-ups. I don't think I've ever had that before. As you can tell, I'm mild. But yeah, it's quite... yeah, I just feel sorry for him in a lot of respects. But this video should not have been this long, to be fair. But yeah, I just love the show. It's inspirational, especially the ending of the third episode, where it's kind of like they do like a life lesson. It's just like, Sam's mum talking, and she's talking about changes and stuff. That was inspiration. I love that. And yeah, if I miss out any scenes, I do apologise on that one. But I mean, it also makes me question: is the sister autistic too? I mean, then again, her level and social is a bit more different compared to Sam's. But yeah, it's making me question that now. Is she now in that spectrum? And we know. Yeah, I know I said is he. I know I was meant to say is she. I said it anyway. But I don't know, possibly. But there's probably going to be more stuff I'll find out anyway. I know it's the awkwardness can be annoying and stuff, but that's the whole point of, the main character, to be fair. But yeah, I know the feeling. That's why I connect with the show. I'm going to watch this a lot more often now. But yeah, look, I would recommend it. Rating, what I'm going to do? Because I'm connecting with it and what it's about, and because I relate to it, I was going to give it an average rating. But you know what? I'm going to give this a 7. Only because of me relating to it, and I'll give it this one. It is pretty decent, to be fair. The main one, is it didn't feel like a comedy. the only thing that they did wrong with that is that when they made it as a comedy, it's like they're kind of mocking the autism spectrum kind of thing, and that's what I gathered. You know, which is, it's a comedy, so they're gonna mock anything. I like a bit of dark humor, but if they truly want to turn it into a comedy, they could have done it more funny than this. Like, the characters are perfect. It just, I feel like because it's a touching kind of show of an autistic boy, they just thought maybe they shouldn't have too much comedy, just gets a bit over the top and sensitive to people. But if it's comedy, go all out to mock it or whatever it is, right? Go all out to be a bit crazy. The main character should have been like a bit more awkward in a funny way. That's what it was missing. But it suits it being a drama. I'm watching it and it looks more serious. And I know people may say, "Oh, Frankie, if it's to do with the genre, you say it's misleading." Yeah, but I feel like because of how touching it is, and because it's like it's drama type stuff, and you know, it's what it's about, it is kind of touching. I'll give it this one. You know, it's understandable. It's an understandable show. You know, the comedy should have been there. I thought that's one thing that they probably shouldn't have added, because it suits it being a drama, right? I don't think, even when they try to be funny, it doesn't work, right? I think there's comedies like this of people with disabilities, and I think they probably, I think there's shows like that, and they're probably more funnier. This show here just feels more serious, so I feel like they should have done a better job of not making it a comedy, but making it into a drama. I still would have watched it, don't get me wrong. It's just when they said comedy, that's what hooked me slightly more, because I wanted to watch something funny, but it's something different though, I guess. But again, they really wanted to. They could have gone all out to make it a bit more of a mockery, to be fair. I know it sounds bad, but if it's comedy, they should have done, to be honest. That's what I believe in anyway. But yeah, look. Yeah, this probably is a questionable rating, but I'll give it this one because I relate to it. So I do like it. It's not the best show I've ever seen, but it's certainly relatable. It hits hard. So yeah, look, I mean, that's it for this video. 7 out of 10 is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, so subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's see you in the next video.